order. I'm going to have Councilwoman Cook lead us in prayer and Councilman Nakhan lead us in pledge.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that might affect our community, I can't read today. And continue to remind us that all we do today is we accomplish it for the pursuit of truth, for the greater joy of you, and for the service of humanity. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both. We welcome you to the Lafayette City Council meeting. As presiding officer and chair, I'd like to announce the following. This is a public hearing. To address the council on any item on this agenda, please fill out the speaker form and submit it to the clerk prior to the call of the agenda item, or you will not be given the opportunity to speak. Staff assistance is available if needed. Items for submission to the council should be handed. Sorry, I need to put on my blanket because it's cold. My apologies. To Ms. Veronica L. Williams, seated to my left. When addressing the council, please state your name and title for the official record. The 3-minute rule will be in effect. No debating or confrontational statements will be allowed. And finally, all documents with reference to the meetings can be found on the LCG website. Intro item number 29, Joint Ordinance 023-2021, Airport Commission Ordinance. Councilman Lewis requested that this item be pulled in Globo list for separate discussion and vote. I don't have any council announcements. Council members, do you have any announcements you'd like to make? I'm not seeing any. Executive Mayor President's report. Mayor, the floor is yours.
Madam Chair, I do appreciate it. All I have is the budget to actual comparison of major city funds for April 2021 preliminary. We have Director Chiefs behind me. If you have any questions, not hearing any questions, I will say thank you to all 5 of you for your hard work over the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks really, since the flood event. I know there's a lot of dedication out there. Appreciate the phone calls, appreciate the communication and the legwork. So team effort out there, and thanks to all our departments.
Thank you, sir. And then we've also, going back to chair announcements, intro item number 30 has also been pulled for discussion. Item number 30, last minute request. And Mayor, that was all from you, I'm sorry? Thank you. All right, moving on to joint resolutions. This is a public hearing and speaker forms are now available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply. Cindy, will you please read?
Joint Resolution 15-2021, a joint resolution of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council designating the Daily Advertiser as the official journal for the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government for 1 year commencing July 1st, 2021.
Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
I have a motion by Nakhan, second by Lazard. Council discussion? I'm not seeing any public comment.
No, Mayor.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Resolution 16-2021, a joint resolution of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the non-warranty cash sale of the various adjudicated properties listed herein by public bid pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 472201 et seq.
Can I get a motion and a second? I have a motion by Cook, second by Lewis. Council discussion? Not seeing any public comment?
No, ma'am.
Let's go to a vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Turn off your phones.
District 5, District 1. The motion to adopt is approved. Joint Resolution 17-2021, a joint resolution of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council declaring their intent to jointly designate an independent private auditor for the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government in accordance with Section 2-09 of the Home Rule Charter.
So moved.
I have a motion by Nakhan. Do I have a second? Hold on. Do I have a second for discussion? Is anybody wanting to second it? I have a second. Thank you. All right, council discussion. Councilman Lazard, you have the floor.
What, Andy, can you just clarify exactly what they're seeking here?
Hold on, let me make Mr. Knockhand's mic live. All right, you're live.
We're just asking the administration to put this out to get estimates or bids on a yearly audit that we have coming through to make sure we're getting the best deal possible and also the best sources we can find to take care of these audits. It's nothing more than a form of clarity for the people of the city of Lafayette to be open in their budgets, the budget process.
Okay.
And I'm just going to leave your mic hot on. Councilwoman Cook, you have the floor.
Thank you. Yes, I just have a question about the RFQ process. What is the time frame on it that we're looking at? Do we, and I guess I should actually ask first, we have a contract right now with our current auditors through this fiscal year? Because I think we,
That is correct.
till the end of October, is that correct?
Oh, hold on. Let me.
It's fiscal year.
Yes, go.
Yeah, we've already done and look, I'm deferring to my team too, but it's my understanding we're in the process of wrapping up last year's audit. So the contract technically, in my opinion, would go through October 31st, even though the work is complete before then. But yeah, I'd be happy to give you my thoughts on this. I know it's as a council's decision per our charter. I know last year during the budget, either during the budget process or something, Councilman Lazard had brought up, I thought rightfully so, if we're spending over $250,000, that we should at least give other entities an opportunity to either go through RFQ process, RFP process. And, I think it goes with an overwhelming theme that the council has exemplified, both councils, and I'd like to say the administration, as far as giving everybody a shot, being open, transparent, having more accountability. And I feel like what that's going to do is add to more trust as we're in this trust building exercise here in local government where we can control. But this, I defer completely to the councils as our charter dictates.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I agree that the transparency is important. I guess I feel like we've had them for the last 13 years. They've done a good job. Our budget apparently is very complicated, and according to Lori and I think our auditors as well. So they've come a long way, they've been dealing with it for 13 years and know it very well. I guess I'm just a little, uncertain that, if we bring on someone new, that the learning curve we might have a hiccup with the learning curve. So I guess, for that reason, I'm probably going to vote no to this resolution, because I feel like we've got a good thing going with this auditor in terms of he's done a good job. So I just don't feel the need at this point to start this process when we have many other things that we could be, putting our energies in. This is not necessarily something that I feel is broken at this point, but.
And I apologize, I didn't answer your question. The answer to the question would be before next year's audit is a loose answer. I want to echo, though, the positive comments you said about our auditor. Look, I really appreciate Mr. Calder and his staff. And legal, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the ordinance requires, or resolution would require an RFQ, not an RFP. And I think to Councilwoman Cook's point, an RFQ, we want to make sure that the person is, or the councils, I would imagine, would want to make sure the person is qualified. Whereas if you do an RFP, sometimes it's the lowest bid, and to Councilwoman Cook's point, you don't want to get someone in here that audits us as an independent auditor to not be qualified. So I know that the process takes care of itself, but I would imagine that Mr. Calder would probably be in the best position to apply through an RFQ process, just with his vast experience. But again, applaud the councils for seeking transparency, for giving everybody an opportunity. I think the intent behind the resolution is good.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Lewis, you have the floor.
Make me hot. I'm good.
You are.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. I just have a few comments about that. I'm sure the resolution, the intent is okay, but what I'm looking at, my observation is that we have someone that has been with us at least, 12 years? I don't know. Can you tell me, Laura, how long they've been with us? but quite some time. And I'm familiar with them from working at the school system. They are the auditors at the school system right now. And they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job over here at Lafayette, the city of Lafayette, and also with the parish. And this is a very complicated budget that we have. And I would think that the administration would agree with us that that is a very complicated budget. And to get someone to just start, like Ms. Cook saying, to put out energy and trying to find someone else that, like one of my colleagues said, that it would be good for the money, you know, some dealing with the money, what he was saying. As far, I'm sure what he did say is just transparency, the best deal possible. But then let's face it, the best deal possible doesn't mean that the person that's charging the cheapest is the best deal. We have someone that's doing a great job, doing the job. And when Mr. Lazar made that comment that why don't we look for someone, let's face it, when you see someone charging that amount of money, the first thing comes to your mind, can we get someone that will be a little bit less expensive? But I don't think his intent was to find someone. I think his intent was just to bring it out there, that maybe we can start looking at it. But again, these auditors that we have now doing a fantastic job, and I hate for us to lose our credibility with them. If we support this, and then we can't find anyone that's at a better deal, what kind of relationship will we have with them? We have to look at that. I don't want to lose our credibility with these auditors, that we do have good accountability with them, and we have a very difficult budget that we work with, and we need someone with their expertise. And where will you find? It's not that many cities or communities that have a budget like we do, that have what we call consolidated, a parish and a city budget. Not that many people can do that, and they have been doing this for quite some time. So, thank you. That's all I have to say.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. My questions are, so I thought I heard some, but I just want to for my own clarity. Is this, Andy, and your mic's still alive, on in administration, is this auditor in addition to the current auditor? Is this for the next process, whenever his contract is up, we go up put out an RFQ out for the next auditor? Can you clarify that for me?
Our intent is to get this for the next fiscal year.
Got it.
Not worrying about this fiscal year. That's already set. It's too late to do that now.
Okay.
This will be the next fiscal year. There's no intent to try to replace the audit. It's just for clarity to make sure that we have the best deal going possible. And we're not asking to replace anybody. We're not asking to fill any shoes. In fact, Mr. Burton Calder, their firm, more than likely may end up with this all over again. And that's not, we're just asking for openness and clarity. I feel it's our fiduciary responsibility as a council to put these out for pricing. And there's going to be other contracts that come up that we've had long-standing that we're going to be doing the same thing, I'm sure. You know, we just can't just blanket these things all the time. So it's not to hurt anybody. It's just to make sure we're doing our job.
Oh, I agree. I don't have a problem with that. I just wanted to make sure I understood that correctly. But then also, again, this is directed to whomever is, so typically, the council selects their auditor. We just select them ourselves. In this process, if we go this route, we're doing the RFQ, I'm assuming the RFQs go to LCG, and then do we get the list of everyone who qualified, and then we select from that list, or is a list presented, or someone presented to the council to vote up or down on?
Well, I'm sure the Mayor President would agree that this list is going to go through the administration first.
Yeah, but I tell you what, that's a good idea, and because this is a new process.
Yeah.
Okay, a new process, like Councilman Lewis mentioned, you know, had the same auditor for a while. Councilman Hotkin said might be the same auditor anyway. But I like that idea because the RFQ says, you know, request for qualifications. So you go through and if there's a list of different firms that meet those qualifications, then I think the council, being that the charter dictates you choose, I wouldn't object to that. Legal can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, new process here. But I will also say this, though, to Councilman Lewis's point about credibility, and I'm a piggyback. I agree with what you said, and I appreciate what you said because of the professional relationship that we have with the firm. But let us not ever forget where the credibility should lie. Our credibility should be with the people, and I know you all know that. And the whole point of these RFQs, RFPs, which we're not going through an RFP process, my understanding, is to maintain that credibility, is to maintain that trust process. So if we can reconcile all that, stay in compliance with the charter, councils make the decision, I think that's a great compromise.
Okay, so I guess I'd like to make that request. If we need to amend this resolution, is I would like for the council to see who submitted RFQs, and then we select from there. And it could get submitted to your office and tallied up. That part I don't, but I'd like for us to receive them all. My fear was that it was just going to be this one person selected, yes or no. I'd like to have some more collaborative conversations, organic conversations. So if I need to amend the resolution, or just let me know, but for the record, that's how I would like for the process to go. And then I know we've mentioned our current auditor, but I would like for the RFQ to include their qualifications and for them to be able to apply. And so I don't know how we would need to do that, if we need to review the RFQ first, but as so far, 3, now 4 council members have stayed, and I think I'm not going to speak for you, Mr. Nakam, but I think we all appreciate the work our current auditors have done so far for us, and I would like for them to be in the running. So for the record, I would like for that record to show that I want them to be able to be included on this list. Now, there's something I need to know, why that won't happen. I would think they're certainly qualified, but I don't know what qualifications are going to be on that RFQ.
In response, Madam Chair, I'll give you my feelings, my opinion, and then I'll tell you my interpretation of the process. My opinion is I agree with you. I think the qualifications of Mr. Coulter's firm, and forgive me, I don't know the whole legal name, but Burton and his staff, I think they would absolutely qualify. That's my opinion. Legal would have to correct me if on this one, but we can't, the whole point of an RFQ is to not predetermine, is to go through the process. There's certain ethical and legal requirements that have to be met, and I defer to our legal department to make sure that those requirements are met. But my opinion is I would be very shocked if this firm didn't meet those basic qualifications.
I don't like to assume, so that's why I just want it for the record.
The intent is not to exclude any firm that wants to put their qualifications in. I mean, that's no doubt about that.
Okay, perfect. Mayor, you buzzed in. Did you
my
want to
apologies.
add? Or, no, okay. Councilman Lazard, you have the floor.
So for point of clarification, when I initially raised the issue last year, and I'm kind of going to piggyback on a comment you made, Mayor, about us opening the door to other possible, not just closing the door and giving everybody an equal opportunity, if you will. It shouldn't just apply to this. So when I raised the issue last year, I specifically said that the issue to me wasn't about the product or the person. It was about the process. And our process leaves a lot to be desired. So I'm going to support the request for the RFQ. And we need to distinguish between RFQ and RFP. There's a difference. A lot of people get confused by that. So we need to distinguish that. Can somebody, do we have somebody here that can, for the benefit of the public?
So thank you, I appreciate that. I would also lean on Paul Escott to determine, or to just give a good, if you wouldn't mind, giving a good overview of request for proposal versus request for qualification.
His mic is on.
Sure. The request for proposal is a much more in-depth, usually includes a grading or scoring system where it's like a public bid, low bid, you're obligated to pick a person that scores above all others, as opposed to a request for qualifications, which, because it's going to be the council's decision on who they ultimately choose, the request for qualifications invites all interested parties, firms, CPAs, to provide their information, their expertise, their qualifications for consideration to the council, but does not bind either council as to who they decide to choose, and it's in their discretion, based on the qualifications that they see, to choose the best person they think is best for that job. It does not have typically does not have a scoring system or grading system, and it's sort of akin to how the councils fill vacancies of boards and commissions, where they verbally invite all that are interested to send their resumes and qualifications in, and then the council looks at all of those resumes and chooses. And that's what this is for. If you notice in the resolution, Madam Chair, going back to one of your other questions on do you need to amend the resolution, I think the resolution has sufficient language in it that already takes care of your concern. In Section 3, it talks about the request to the Mayor President to prepare and issue the request for qualifications. And it says that that purpose is for interested candidates to submit their qualifications for consideration by the Parish Council and the City Council. So all of those that turn in that response to that RFQ is intended by nature of the resolution to come to the councils.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, the council makes the choice, right, Paul?
Absolutely. That is by Charter Provision 209.
Anything
Okay.
else, Mr. Lazard?
I'm good.
Okay. Councilwoman Cook, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a question for legal. As far as the RFQ, is there a way that we could, as a council, have a view of this RFQ before it goes out? I mean, I guess that would be nice to see what is listed, what are the qualifications? Like, I'm sure that, Bird and Colder would qualify because they have been doing it forever. I mean, I can't imagine someone being more qualified as far as the experience. Now, again, if we're talking dollars, you might get a better deal from someone more qualified. I don't know. I guess I'm not opposed to actually going out there with it. I just want to make sure that we understand, what this RFQ is going to involve before it actually goes out there. So, Paul, are we allowed to, look at that or approve it, or can it come before us before it goes out, or is that not that's out of our purview?
Off the top of my head, I know of no rule, whatever you might want to call it, that would say that that process is not possible. Certainly, I believe in listening to the Mayor President that he would be, he certainly could integrate in his process input from members of the council as to, what may or may not be included in the RFQ. But there is no bright line process that would prevent council input or a member of the council input on the qualifications as far as how that looks coming out.
Okay. Do I need to put that in writing, or do we need to add that somehow to the resolution just to ensure that we, okay.
I believe there's several procedural vehicles that will get us there, and Mr. Escott summarized my feelings in its entirety. I want to work with the council, whatever you guys want me to put in, I will. I think one procedural vehicle would be a discussion item where formally you're discussing in public what you'd like to require, or to want the administration require. That would require both councils, and maybe that would be beneficial to have both councils here as under a joint. I know we modified the rules, but I think with exception, you probably can make that happen, or whatever y'all want. But it's both councils have to agree on this auditor, so I definitely would like to have your input as much as possible, and I think the most transparent way is to do it out in the open in a discussion item where we're taking meticulous notes. And of course, I guess you could do it by resolution, which would require both councils, but whatever y'all want. I mean, we can do it informally too. I just prefer the formal route because of the gravity of the decision. But I do trust in your decision, so let's, whatever you want me to do.
I mean, if we can work together on it and figure out what, what the RFQ is going to involve, yeah. I mean, not that I'm the expert on RFQs in this situation, but I guess I would like to have I think as a council, we'd maybe like to see it before it goes out there.
On that note, so the administration would be the expert in that because it's what we do. But it's a unique situation, meaning that the charter, I don't have the appointment. I don't appoint the auditor. The councils do, both the city and parish councils. This is a unique situation because we didn't do this last year. We're still in this new form of government. We haven't even finished our first fiscal year in this new form of government. So this is healthy, what we're doing right here. Maybe we set a positive precedence for the future. And, yeah, I mean, maybe we try it out this way this year. Maybe next year y'all want to do it a different way. But ordinarily, RFQ would just unilaterally go through the administration because of the uniqueness of this. I think if we can work it out, I would prefer and recommend that we do it through a discussion item so it's out in the open, but I defer to y'all on the process.
Well, I appreciate that. I can support this if I know that we maybe have a little input in that RFQ, so I will sign off on that.
Mayor, you buzzed in.
Oh, no, I just had it open, sorry.
Nope, that's okay. All right, I'm not seeing any other council discussion. Do we have public comment on this?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved.
Thank you. Ordinances for final adoption. This is a public hearing, and speaker forms are available for anyone wishing to address the council. The 3-minute rule does apply.
City Ordinance 63, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of the City General Fund prior year fund balance in the amount of $35,000 to fund the local Palooza event with Downtown Lafayette Unlimited.
Can I get a motion and a second? Motion by Nakhan, second by Lazard. Council discussion? Not seeing any. Any public comment?
Anita Begnaud, only if you have questions.
I am not seeing any.
No
All right.
other comments.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1, District 2,
Yes.
District 3.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. City Ordinance 64, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing revenues in the amount of $1,796.38 received from the United States Marshal Service and appropriating within the Lafayette Police Department.
Can I get a motion and a second? Motion by Lewis, second by Cook. Council discussion? Not seeing any. Any public comment?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4.
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. City Ordinance 65, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to enter into an entity-state agreement with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development for H013716 US 167 Camellia Boulevard, Churchill Drive, Lafayette.
Can I get a motion and a second? Motion by Cook, second by Lewis. Council discussion? Not seeing any public comment.
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
District 2?
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4? Yes. District 5?
Yes.
The motion to adopt is approved. City Ordinance 67, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of the City General Fund prior year fund balance in the amount of $100,000 and appropriating within the Parks and Recreation Department to fund the Lafayette Recreation Summer Enrichment Programs.
I have a motion by Cook,
Second.
second by Nakhan. Council discussion? Not seeing any. Any public? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Councilman Lazard, you have the floor.
I don't know if this is going to the mayor or if it's Hollis here.
He is, yeah.
I'm going to throw you a mulligan. This is going to be an easy one, okay?
Oh.
Have we finalized the camps yet?
Yeah, we will finalize them right after tonight.
Okay.
You have to have the appropriation.
So do we have a better estimate in terms of the number of kids that we think we're going to be able to serve? I know it was kind of up in the air 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, each camp has a maximum number, 50 to 100. So we're looking at somewhere 300 kids if they all register with the different various camps.
Okay. And what kind of screening or background check did we do on the people that are going to be hosting the camps?
All of our camp hosts will have to provide insurance. They're all having background checks through the police department. All of the people that's working with them are doing background checks. All of the people who are working with our kids are going through background checks. So we're screening them through the police department.
Okay. Thank you. See, that was easy, wasn't it?
Run.
Mayor, you had a question?
No. Thank you. I just had a few comments and want to recognize with your permission. So Hollis Conway and his department over there at Parks and Rec, let me tell you, these summer camps, the enrichment camps, as many of you know, the decisions are usually made December or January for the following summer. This past December, January looked a little iffy, okay? So to say the least, these guys have really worked very hard, very efficiently, and I mean, we're going to have more programs this summer than we ever had, and it's to his leadership. But I want to recognize a few folks. And by the way, if you look at the costs, if you compare this cost to the past, it's at a much more cost-efficient rate as well. So we're doing more with less. We have a few of our camp directors, should the councils approve the appropriation, which we humbly ask that you do. Corey Levier with the, if you could please stand, Corey Levier with the Cycle Breaker Coalition is going to run the Values, Life, and Professional Skills Camp. And I know he has a much more better description than that, but I'm very proud of his leadership. Flex, Orlando Mouton. Flex is going to run the Ready House, which is a technology, innovation, and financial acumen camp for our young neighbors here in our community. We have Jennifer. Where's Jennifer Sims? Right here. There we go. I couldn't see you. So we're in a swim camp, which everybody knows. She's done a good job presenting. Do we have anybody from Destiny Camp? Is Brittany here? Anybody?
I don't think she's here tonight.
Oh, I thought she was, because so Destiny Camp International, Brittany Houston and her team do a fantastic job. So this is community leaders in our community. You want to know what a public-private partnership looks like. It's not privatization, public-private partnership. Do more with less. Get the folks that are in the community that care, that want to give, want to help our neighbors, help our youth. These are the experts. We're just happy to be able to facilitate it. Couldn't do it without you, council, so I appreciate you. That's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank you. I'm going to get better at that.
Thank you, appreciate it. I have a question. So this is for this summer, obviously. Is it not a little late? I'm asking the moms here. Is this not a little late for summer camp signups? Or dads? I'm asking the dads too. I'm equal opportunity. Sorry. I'm asking everyone. So can y'all provide, I mean, this isn't too late. Was it a matter of we're doing this now because the funding is now here and we realized we needed it, COVID? Sidra, maybe you can answer? Or both of you, I'm sorry. Again,
Yeah,
equal
we're all looking
opportunity.
at each other.
And too, but several of the camps have already been taking signups in anticipation of this. So that's been going on for a couple of weeks. And we're just recognizing a few of our camp leaders here, where there's many other camps that are going on, including a great partnership with UL to be able to feature our rec centers, to do some athletic camps. We've our very own tennis pro and golf pro are doing camps for the youth in our community. So I don't think it's too late. It's been ongoing, and I know that people are probably, even parents were probably a little unsure about whether or not to send kids, to camps based on all the circumstances with COVID. So it's certainly an unusual year. It's we going forward, we're definitely going to get everything out sooner.
Yeah.
And I really commend Hollis and our camp leaders. They've done a phenomenal job in pulling this together on relatively short notice. So
Perfect, thanks for that, appreciate it. Oh, go. Yep, oh, yes, sir.
Great answer by our CAO, but I'm going to clarify, I'm going to give you guidance. Yes, make it happen, it's not too late. Go to our Facebook page, Lafayette Consolidated Government, go to our website, Parks and Recreation, you can get more information. These are extraordinary times, so we will make exceptions. So to our director, find a way. I know you can do it, and so it is not too late. Please check out our information.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'm not seeing any, thank you. I'm not seeing any other council discussion. Do we have any public comment?
Jennifer Sims, did you want to speak, or she's just in support of the funds? And she's the swimming leader.
Perfect. All right, let's go to a vote.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1. The motion to adopt is approved.
All right, announcement of vacancies on boards and commissions. Cindy, will you please read?
A vacancy exists on the Keep Lafayette Beautiful Committee for the remainder of an unexpired 2-year term through November 30th, 2022. A vacancy exists on the Lafayette Parish BAYOU Vermilion District Board for the remainder of an unexpired 4-year term through September 30th, 2022. A vacancy will exist on the Lafayette Fire and Police Civil Service Board for a 3-year term effective July 26, 2021. Applicants must be U.S. citizens, residents of the City of Lafayette for at least 5 years preceding said appointment, and be qualified voters of the City of Lafayette. Individuals wishing to submit a resume for the above volunteer vacancies must be a registered voter and a resident of Lafayette Parish. Yearly ethics training for all appointees is required as is financial disclosure under certain circumstances. Resumes are to be forwarded to Veronica L. Williams, Clerk of the Council, P.O. Box 4017-C, Lafayette, Louisiana 70502, or email to bclafayette@lafayettela.gov. No later than noon Tuesday, June 15, 2021, with appointments to be made at the July 6, 2021 regular meeting of the Lafayette City Council. Resume submissions are public record.
We're going to consider appointment by council as a whole for boards and commissions. Cindy, will you please read?
Appointment of William Rhyme to the Lafayette Preservation Commission for the remainder of an unexpired 4-year term through August 31st, 2021, and the preceding 4-year term effective September 1st, 2021. Appointment is made by the Lafayette Mayor President, requiring Lafayette City Council approval.
All right, we're going to, can I get a motion and a second for the mayor president's appointment for approval? I have a motion by Nakhan, second by Lazard. Council discussion. Mr. Lazard, you have the floor.
I just noticed for some of these, some of these direct appointments, we don't have any information as to the qualifications of these individuals. All we have is a name and contact information. So anything that requires the council approval, I think we should have some kind of information as to the, minimum qualifications at least of these individuals. It's a comment or request or
Citro, is that something you guys can, I have your mic on. Is that something that y'all can start providing at the request of Mr. Lazard, is just so we can read up a little bit about them before the vote? Maybe, do y'all request a resume like we do for council submissions?
Yes, we
Okay.
do, and we can provide those.
Perfect.
Okay.
And since this is new, I would make a suggestion of reminding, whether it's any of us or maybe our office can send a little reminder when we see this on the agenda.
Right, and it's very few, there are very, very
Yeah, they're
few.
very few.
That the mayor
That's why I'm saying
president
there may be a
recommends, right.
a reminder,
Yeah,
gentle
but
nudge.
just anything that requires council approval,
Yeah,
so.
easy enough. All right, public comment. All right, go for a vote, yes or no?
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2.
Yes.
William Rhyme is appointed.
All right, appointment by council members, mayor, president, and/or any other direct appointing authority. Cindy, will you please read?
Mayor President Josh Guillory appointed Ivan Leday to the Lafayette North Redevelopment Authority for a 5-year term effective October 1st, 2020.
All right, moving on to introductory ordinances. I'm going to ask for motion and a second from council to introduce items 17 through 25 in globo. I have a motion by Nakhan, second by Cook. Cindy, will you please read?
City Ordinance 68, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of the city general fund prior year fund balance by $100,000 and appropriating within the Acadiana Center for the Arts line item for additional funding needed for staff support. City Ordinance 69, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number 0N 2021-0014, 202 and 208 Leon Packer Road rezoning located generally north of Leon Packer Road, west of Pinhook Road, and south of Beverly Drive, the particular parcels being rezoned from commercial heavy to residential single-family. City Ordinance 70, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code and the official map of the City of Lafayette, providing for the annexation and additional land into the corporate limits of the City of Lafayette, Louisiana. Case number 0N 2021-0015, 3047 Vero School Road annexation located generally north of Woodstone Drive, east of Vero School Road, and south of Autumn Oak Bend, and assigning a zoning classification of residential single-family and mixed-use neighborhood District 4. City Ordinance 71, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the Lafayette Development Code so as to reclassify case number 0N 2021-0016, 4800 Block West Congress Street rezoning, located generally north of Nesda Lane, west of Rue de Billier, and south of West Congress Street, the particular parcels being rezoned from commercial heavy to residential single-family. City Ordinance 72, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of the city general fund prior year fund balance in the amount of $10,000 to fund the Lafayette Convention and Visitors Commission's 2021 Eat Lafayette campaign. City Ordinance 73, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council authorizing the Lafayette Mayor President to donate 2 surplus Ford F-550 fire rescue trucks from the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office through the Law Enforcement District of the Parish of Lafayette Fire Department. City Ordinance 74, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 operating and capital budgets of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $1,250,312 from the City Combined Bond Fund Council Reserve account to the RPL Fire Station Number 3 project within the Lafayette Fire Department for additional funding needed. City Ordinance 75, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council amending the fiscal year 2021 capital budget of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by transferring $267,381.48 from Dago Street Hart surfacing to the Lake Farm Road extension from Vero project within the Public Works Department Capital Improvements Division for additional funding needed. City Ordinance 76, 2021, an ordinance of the Lafayette City Council providing for the abandonment of a 20-foot access and drainage servitude on the unplatted piece of property located near the intersection of Fowler Road and Vero School Road.
All right, council discussion. Not seeing any public comment?
We did have 17 emails we received in support of the Acadiana Center for the Arts funding for additional appropriation. We had 2 citizens signed in who are here at the council meeting in support of the ACA funding. That's it.
All right. Let's go to a vote to introduce in globo items 17 through 25.
District 4?
Yes.
District 5?
Yes.
District 1? District 2?
Yes.
District 3?
Yes.
The motion to introduce in globo is approved.
All right, moving on to joint introductory ordinances. I remind everyone that items 29 and 30 have been pulled for a separate vote and discussion. I'm going to ask for a motion and a second for council to introduce items 27, 20, and 28, and 32 in globo. Can I get a motion and a second?
31 and 32. Yeah,
31 and 32.
correct.
I have a motion by Mr. Nakhan, second by Ms. Cook. Cindy, will you please read?
Joint Ordinance 21, 2021, and Joint Ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council authorizing the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government to sell at public internet auction surplus miscellaneous movable property which are no longer needed for public purposes as per the attached list internet auction. Joint Ordinance 22, 2021, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget and adjusting the manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government by increasing the use of the city general fund prior year fund balance in the amount of $1,913 to increase the rate of pay for the executive receptionist in the mayor president's office. Joint Ordinance 25, 2021, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, repealing and reenacting Chapter 34, Article 2 of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government Code of Ordinances. Joint Ordinance 26, 2021, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending the fiscal year 2021 operating budget and adjusting the manning tables of the Lafayette City Parish Consolidated Government and increasing the use of the city general fund prior year fund balance in the amount of $2,226 in the council office.
All right. Call for council discussion. I'm not seeing any. Any public comment?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote to introduce in globo items 27, 28, 31, and 32.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4. Yes. The motion to introduce in globo 27, 28, 31, and 32 is approved.
Perfect. Now moving on to item number 29. Cindy, will you please read?
Joint Ordinance 23, 2021, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending Joint Ordinance 61, 2021, to remove the requirement that at least one Lafayette City Council appointment to the Lafayette Airport Commission be an African-American in order for the Lafayette Airport Commission to be in compliance with its federal non-discrimination obligations.
Mr. Lewis, you asked, I'm sorry. Can I get a motion and a second?
So moved.
I have a motion by Nakhan, I have a second by Lazard. Council discussion. Councilman Lewis?
Okay, clarification. When you read the ordinance, I know it's joint ordinance, it says that, in joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amended ordinance number 61, 2020, to remove the requirement that at least one Lafayette City Council appointment to the Lafayette Airport Commission to be an African-American in order for the Lafayette Airport Commission to be in compliance with its federal non-discrimination obligations. So now it's joint, but then it says that at least one from the Lafayette City appointment. What about the parish? So will the parish continue on having an appointment, African-American appointment, and not the city? That's what I'm trying to get clarification, so I don't know.
Mayor, your mic is on if you want to try and clarify.
Or the legal?
Thank you.
Art?
Legal?
Legal,
One
yours is
house-
on now too.
One house cleaning item 4, because I am going to defer to legal. But I don't know if, Madam Clerk, if you had announced or not, but this joint ordinance did pass intro at the Parish Council, but the final vote was deferred another meeting, so it wouldn't, if this does pass the council, it wouldn't be voted on 2 weeks, it would be 4 weeks from now. Just a house cleaning item. For all the other questions in regards to this, I'll defer to legal.
Paul, your mic is on as well.
And also, I supported that deferral because there was a lot of questions, and I would ask that this council also support the deferral, not only to answer Councilman Lewis's questions, but what Councilman Rubin asked and anybody else.
Yep.
My mic has a switch on and off. Sometimes I
okay.
forget to turn it on. Mr. Todd Schwartzendruber is the actual Assistant City Parish Attorney that drafted the ordinance. Perhaps he could best answer whatever council questions there are.
Thank you. Todd Schwartzendruber, City Assistant Parish Attorney. The reason that it's drafted that way, it's a joint ordinance because the commission, the Airport Commission, is created by both the parish and the city. It serves both. However, the ordinance only gives, as it's written right now, the city council one appointment where it says at least one African-American appointment. The parish does not have the same appointment, so that's why it's written that way. But the ordinance itself has to be amended by both the parish council and the city council because it's a joint ordinance of both councils.
So my understanding from what you are saying is that the parish is not written like that, correct? So they can still have an African-American, the parish, not the city.
No, the parish does not have one now, and it will not have one after this ordinance if it were
okay.
to pass.
Okay,
Correct. It's, the city council is the only council
Right.
that has that right now, has an appointment that's designated to be one African-American.
right, okay, I understand that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. It's just that I would like to see we can have some type of more diversity and inclusive in this ordinance. Because let's face it, the way it's written or the way it will be written is that to try and get an African-American on board on the commission, it might be a little difficult if we do not have this language. I understand coming from the federal government, but I think the language can be put in a different way somehow so we can try and make sure the best we can to make sure that, you know, we have an African-American on that board. It reflects the public, you know, that's what it always does, reflect the public. So I would like to see if we can perhaps defer that for a couple of more weeks like the parish did. It's pretty hard when you think about it. All these years, I don't know how long it's been around, but all these years, we've been trying to get African-American on a lot of boards, not only the airport commission board, on a lot of boards. And the way we think, I'm saying we because I'm also an African-American, is that if we don't have something that's specifying that we can apply and perhaps we can get on it, if we take this out or don't have the language to get us to apply, we may not apply. And again, I like to see all commission be diverse and also inclusive. And I think this is a way that we can make sure that it is a diverse and inclusive commission board. We all, I know the mayor president always said we want a KDM. So let's make sure we represent everyone, not just the majority population, but also the minority population. So I'd like to get my colleagues on board and support to defer this like the parish did. Thank you.
And what the parish did, for clarification, is they introduced the ordinance tonight. They introduced it, and the normal final adoption date would be June 15th. But what they did is they introduced it, and they put final adoption July 6th, which is a month from now, to allow for some questions to be answered, because they had a lot of questions, as does Mr. Lewis. So they did confirm the ordinance, for final adoption on July 6th.
16th?
Yeah, okay, I'd like to make that motion. Can you?
July 6th.
6th, okay.
I'd like to
Right.
make that motion. You
Well,
said-
we already have Mr. Andy Nakam and Glenn Lazard. Would you be okay with that? To amend your motion to allow for final adoption on July 6th?
Amend the motion for that.
Okay, great. So it's on the
So
floor
we're good.
already.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank
Right.
you. Okay,
Are
thank
you
you.
good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Anything else?
No, that's good right there. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Lazar, I'm so sorry, I buzzed you on. You're good too? I'm good, yeah. Okay.
Briefly. So the guidance given to legal department has been to continue to work with President Biden and his administration to give clarification to the FAA. My encouragement to the council members is please reach out to the legal department over the next 4 weeks, now that we have 2 more weeks to get your questions answered. I know that they're working faithfully not only on this interpretation of this particular guidance in this agency, but other things we're working with the federal administration on as well. So definitely encourage you to send your questions, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Any public comment?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote.
District 1,
Yes.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4? Yes. District 5? Yes. The motion to introduce with final adoption being July 6 is approved.
All right, moving on to item number 30. Cindy, will you please read?
Joint Ordinance 24-2021, a joint ordinance of the Lafayette City Council and the Lafayette Parish Council, amending Chapter 89 of the Lafayette City Parish Code of Ordinances, the Lafayette Development Code.
All right, can I get a motion in a second? I have a motion by Cook. Second by Lewis. Council discussion. Councilwoman Cook, you have the floor.
More clarification, if I call Mary up, because I know y'all been working very hard on doing a great job of, buffering, kind of the transition from single family to what was going to be right next to it. So I guess, can you just help me understand what this is basically doing?
Yeah, so the big thing is that it's adding inline detention, which is something that we had a placeholder for when we actually put the Lafayette Development Code in place in December. And then we just have some other cleanup items. I would offer, I can do it tonight if you want to have the time, or I can just share with you before final my cheat sheet here. And then we can also talk about it at the next council meeting if y'all want to allot some time to do that.
Do you have copies of the cheat sheet you can hand?
I can give this one to Veronica.
Okay.
She can give y'all copies tonight.
Can you email us that as well? Is it, yeah, okay. I just didn't really know what was going on here, so.
Well,
I
and it might be
appreciate-
easier this way than scrolling through 600 pages.
Yeah, no, I
In the
appreciate
document
that.
all submitted, so.
Sounds like a time saver, yeah,
No,
thanks.
We've got time. Go ahead.
I
Page
am
1.
retired now, but I don't have that much time, yeah.
That's 600 pages is the clean version and the red line version, so it's really only half of that.
I got all the time in the world now.
I know.
So, okay. But no, thank you. If you just can
I'll
maybe
share this
send your
with y'all.
cheat sheet with us, well, so I
And
appreciate
if you,
that.
if you
Okay.
email it to me too, it's a parish ordinance too. I can get
Yeah.
the electronic version to them too.
Okay,
And we'll
if you
just-
have questions in the next couple of weeks, y'all just call me.
We'll follow up. All right, thanks, Mary.
Councilman Lewis, you have the floor. Oh, Mary, not so
Mary.
fast.
Give it to Veronica, right? Is there anything that's coming to mind that, because when I didn't see this at all. I looked at this, all I saw was very blatant, just really not much talking about it. If you go back to, like normally we do, we look at 30, 32, then we go back to these other things that give us some little explanation about it. I don't see anything about this. So there must be something in there. Not that you're hiring, I'm not saying that, but I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not seeing the whole details about this.
We included a URL to the document because it was 600 pages instead of us printing out 600. There was a URL in the memo to the CAO's office and Veronica with that URL. So it's actually on LafayetteLA.gov. If you go to Development and Planning, it's right there. And it says, there's two versions. One is the LDC amendments, and then one says LDC amendments for council. Because the council version includes the clean version and the redlined, whereas the first document is only the red lines, and that was the one we used when we presented it to the Planning Commission last month. So
Okay, I heard-
LafayetteLA.gov, Development and Planning.
Well, I heard some about some apartments and about a buffer and different things like that. I just want to make sure that, can you give me a little bit of information about that? The buffer about a residential R1 single family residence and what have you?
Are you talking about potentially we removed some restrictions on housing types?
Yes,
In the
yes.
MN zoning
Right,
districts?
Right.
There's a paragraph that we removed that just, it removed the restriction. It made it a little bit easier if you were doing a non-conforming, and you have a house in MN, we removed some restrictions there, made it a little bit easier for people. I would offer that you reach out to me or Kathy
Okay,
Gilbert, and we
sure.
can maybe give you some
Okay,
specific examples.
Good deal. All right, no problem.
Without trying
Sure.
to make me remember something off.
Good deal. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
No, is that all? Mayor?
Just a request again, house cleaning. So this is on intro, and we have one director that manages a large department. The LDC is a large document, very comprehensive. So my request for professional courtesies, please give your questions in advance, and she'll have a way more detailed answer for you. And especially if it's on intro, because if we usually do these things in Globo, so if you're going to pull, if you could, just please send the questions. So she'll give you a better answer. I'll be able to give you a better answer. Sometimes you can't. Most time you can. So just my request. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'm not seeing anything else. Thank you, Mary. All right, any public comment on that item?
Yes, ma'am, we do have one speaker, Stephanie Cornet-Dugan.
Good evening, Stephanie Cornet-Dugan. My address is 101 Myrtle Place Boulevard here in Lafayette. And I wanted to speak to y'all tonight and ask you to pump the brakes. because this does impact residential single-family dwellings, and most of us here that purchased residential single-family dwellings mean for it to be residential, single-family, and our dwelling place. We've been impacted recently, negatively to some extent, by what I would call internet bed and breakfasts, and this amendment specifically seems to target, for me, after digging for quite a substantial amount of time, I was able to look at the red line, and it impacts residential, single family, and actually makes it easier, as Director Slyman said, to kind of slide around the rules. We have these internet bed and breakfasts. Bed and breakfast is specifically targeted in this particular amendment. It does not address internet bed and breakfasts that I've asked pretty much everybody on the council at one time or another to take a look at, because this Wild West approach that we have is unreasonable, and all we're asking for is reasonable rules and restrictions that everybody understands and everybody can follow. Bed and breakfast are a conditional use. Apparently, these internet bed and breakfasts are come as you go, because we've actually had people in the administration suggest that somebody not do a bed and breakfast in the area where I live, that they go ahead and do an air bed and breakfast, because there's no rules for that. I don't think that's really appropriate. The other thing is that I noticed that what was also specifically targeted are these events or banquet halls. And we've had such a problem with that on Cameron Street, where social media, and also in our neighborhood, where social media has played this enormous part, where 60, 150 cars show up, and we have parties on private property. And we really don't, at my age in particular, where I like to sleep at least until 3:30 in the morning, these parties that go on from 11 o'clock in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning disturb everybody's peace. I don't think that's what residential single-family dwellings had in mind. If you have any questions, I'm willing to answer.
I'm not seeing any at this time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Any other speakers?
No, ma'am.
All right, let's go to a vote on ordinance number, joint introductory ordinance number 30.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5,
Yes.
District 1. The motion to introduce is approved.
All right, and with that, meeting adjourned.